Okay, so I have passed my 25K Apex eval today. I'm super excited. I'm sure I'll get the email a little bit later. I'm going to go over the trade that I took today, and I'm going to talk about just how I'm feeling emotionally with my trading on this eval and what I'm going to be doing going forward in my new PA account. So real quick, I do something called the 10 EMA strategy, but there's some interesting rules that I follow. This pink line on my 3-minute chart is the hourly 50 EMA. If price is above that line, I can look for longs. If price is below, I can look for shorts. So today, at this point, or this whole day, we've been above the hourly 50 EMA. And so what I have to look for is the first bear candle opening and closing above this 10 EMA, which is this light blue line that you see here. I saw this setup. I take this now without any real anxiety anymore. I think I've just done it so many times. And I'll talk about here. I was trying to catch a short here, which I'll talk about after this. Anyways, you get in above that bear candle and you usually place your stop below like a pivot. So technically, like I'm sure the person that showed me this strategy would have said, you really should have probably put your stop below the low of this hammer. But I just put it below the closes and the opens of these candles here. And today I usually go for 1.2, but I went for a little over just one R. I think this was 1.6 because I was risking like about $400 basically, and that's what I needed to pass the eval. So I was like, once it gets to 400, and this was a $420 win here, I was like, I'm just gonna be done. I did, however, like if you can see how this profit area is really large versus where I got out, because I wanted to kind of see what this would have done if I left a runner, like one contract up, which that's what I did Friday. So far, it would have been good. But again, I was just really focused on just trying to pass the eval today. I didn't want to do anything crazy. I mean, I wouldn't have lost regardless, I guess, but I don't know. I just wanted it to be done. Just wanted it to be done. So yeah, got in above that, placed my stop here. I didn't have to use my new stops. Like I didn't trail my stop. It went to target pretty fast. And that was the trade. Now let's talk about this section. So again, ever since Friday, I've been really cautious, which I've noticed, which I don't like so much, but I guess at the end of the day, it's fine because here I am with a past eval. But it really feels bad when I see opportunities. I know that they have a good probability to them, like for them to work out, and then I don't take them, and then they win, and then I just feel bad, right? That happened quite a bit from Monday till now. I just was a little too. I'm trying to figure out if I was being too cautious or if that cautiousness ended up turning into just like fear, which I don't like. I don't mind wanting to be cautious, but I don't necessarily want to, or it's okay to feel fear, but I don't want it to just let it stop me from taking things I know I should just take. I typically don't trade within the first hour of the stock market open. I recently made a change to that and have been trying to get used to, because I do see really good opportunities sometimes within that first hour, which I'm going to point out now. The other strategy that I've been getting used to and trying to practice a little bit more is the 50 EMA and the VWAP strategy on the 3-minute chart, which basically says it's almost too simple sounding, to be honest with you. You see a strong move down across both indicators. You wait for price to come back to those areas. If the 50 EMA and the VWAP are close together, you play that rejection. If this was above like how it did here, you would wait and you'd play the bounce. This wasn't a very good example. I guess it could have worked like right here just a little bit, but it works really well a lot of times. I'll probably upload some more back trading videos on this. And when I saw that this bounce failed, I was like, okay, I want to look to go short. On the daily, we had a nice big bull candle. So I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this, kind of came down a little bit. And so I was trying to catch this right here. Was sitting here at my computer, saw that nice strong move. It was coming back up, did not execute. This was the trade. And I was kind of like eyeballing it. And I think I had it set up. And I had to stop like right about here. Or I think it was here. It was like here. And I had it a little bit below the VWAP so I could, make sure I would get filled. And I just did not press. I mean, I had the whole thing up. I mean, I had it, ready to go, had the amount of contracts I wanted, and was like right over the sell button. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I think it's one of the reasons, because we were above this 50. And I think that got into my head. But what I told myself, which again, I don't understand why I just didn't place the trade. I said that this wasn't going to be a super long short for me. I mean, just right here, this move right here I would have gotten past. I would have passed my eval, would have won the trade, would have been all good. So I told myself, you know what? I could, short until we get down to the hourly 50 area and just get out. That would have worked it would work so well. And not only did we have this, this nice setup on that strategy, but at the same time, we had the 10 EMA set up for the short side. So just like I said right here, you get long after a bear candle opens and closes above that 10. It's a reverse for shorting. So this was the first bull candle opening and closing below the 10 EMA. And I think I had the trade set up like this. It was like, right. No, that was too high. That's too large of a stop. It was something like that. And again, I was going to target like 1.2. And that was getting kind of close to the 50s. That's where I would have wanted to get out anyways, somewhere around this area. Again, had the trade open. Had it all ready. I had it ready to trade right there over the sell button. I just couldn't press it. What I was getting a little nervous of, if I'm doing something other than my 10 EMA strategy, I'm not right, every time I'm thinking of a trade idea. So I was like, okay, so that's like 2 or 3 trade ideas I was right on. I might lose that next one, but the next one I may take is the one I actually press the button on, and I may lose. I started getting that into my head. This blue line here was the daily 20 EMA. And that's, I think, another reason why I was a little scared, because I was like, this could be a nice spot for the bulls to bounce off of and just keep going. So that's another reason why I kind of didn't do it. Then this second bull candle opened and closed below this 10 EMA, and I did the same thing. I was like, okay, so because sometimes if you're doing the 10 EMA, you can get away with playing like the second candle. My stop wasn't this large. I think I did it. Yeah, like it was like here or something. Same thing. Just couldn't press that button. Again, I was scared of that daily 20. I didn't want it to bounce. After seeing that we couldn't close above this 10, I knew it was a little weak. So that should have gave me more confidence to go ahead and do that. Because a lot of times if they're going to bounce off of something like that, they're going to go ahead and do it. Just like they're bouncing, the area off of this hourly 50, they're going to go ahead and push through. At this point, I said, you know what, we're getting really close now to that hourly 50. I was wanting to go long now. I knew I had pretty much missed the opportunity to probably go short unless, I don't know. I was trying to keep my eye on the VWAP and 50 EMA strategy, and it just didn't look, at this point, it didn't, the they were separating a little bit, just didn't look as good to come up here and short. So at that point, I was looking for longs, and I got one. And it looks like if I would have left that one contract open in my stop, you know, somewhere here, I would have hit that second target for that one runner. So target was going to be the daily 50 EMA, which is, you could probably see it, this little yellow line right here, yellow orangish line right there. So I wonder if it'll go up there, and that'd be great if it closed above there too for the bulls. So if you just wanted to see that trade recap, you can get off the video. I kind of want to talk a little bit more about my plan. So in this eval this time, well, I did the same thing like I did on the first eval, which my R was around, you know, it was $400. Sometimes, a lot of times I would risk a little more than an R on my trades. And one of the things that I didn't do when I got my PA account was I didn't size down. And I had heard people talk about sizing down and being a little more picky. Essentially what I did with the eval is how I should have been like in my PA account. And I just also made really bad, very newbie-like decisions. I had a thought the other day when I saw somebody actually in the Apex Facebook account. They talked about they're waiting on a payout to be approved. It was like something over like $100,000. It was like something crazy. And I always ask people in those comments, I always want to learn, like, how long have they been trading? You know, how'd they learn? All this kind of stuff. But they were also responding to other people. And there's something that I forgot about Apex, because again, I know that when we're doing these prop firms, the big thing is to make it to a payout. Like, that is the biggest goal, to make it to your first payout. If you get something after that, that's great, but your first real goal is to make it to that first payout, which mine is. But he told somebody that he's at the 4-month mark of getting paid out or something like that, which means that 30%, I think is the consistency rule. Please, if I'm wrong on that, let me know. Goes away. And something about your drawdown, like, it stops. And then the other real benefit from that is you can withdraw money anytime. Like, you don't have to wait on those 2 trading windows Apex gives you on the first 3 months. Once you hit that 4-month mark of getting a payout, then I feel like some of those limitations are not on you anymore. And I said to myself, that is, I think, gonna be my first real big goal. Yes, I want the first payout, and that is a goal, but I think I caused myself too much like anxiety a little bit when I was, you know, up in my PA account, you know, when I was doing well in it, just to get that first payout. And I'm trying to, you know, if you don't know this, you should know now after I say this, but my goal at this prop firm, I want to like ride this out as long as I can. I don't have the strategy of just wanting to get a bunch of accounts and blow through a bunch of accounts before I start winning. I know that I will take losses. I'm not saying that I won't blow up, you know, another PA account, but I really don't want to do that. And I want this to be long term. That is a much better goal to me, is to say, hey, like, I want to make it to that 4-month window where those limitations kind of, some of them lift off. What I found myself asking myself before I trade, like, that's why it kind of took me so long this week to like place a trade, is, do I want to make it to that 4-month mark? I don't know. That's just been in my head really fresh, even though I haven't even gotten my first payout. But because of that, it, I think, has helped me to really stay clear on what trades I take and what trades I don't. And I know that in this PA account, especially initially, like, I'm going to have to really keep that attitude. Like, okay, do I want to be in, like, how bad do I really want to make this a long-term thing? I don't want to trade like a person who just doesn't have any kind of common sense or is just gambling. I don't want to do that. Do I really want my first payout? So I'm asking myself those questions. Like, do I really want to make this a long-term thing? Okay, if I do, then I should trade like it. I am still new to all of this in the sense of actually trading with prop firms, and I have not gone through the amount of accounts that I usually hear people go through, and then some people say you have to go through. I really hope that's not the case. I don't like the sound of that at all. But I will go through with it. If that happens, it happens. But I don't want to do it in a way where I can look back and say, and kick that last PA account, I was really kicking myself because I essentially lost the PA account because I did not close winning trades. A little too greedy. To me, that's dumb. That's a dumb mindset. So I think by next Monday, I will have that PA account where I'm trading. I kind of take a breather and take it easy. I'm going to lower my R. My R in this eval, like I said, was $400. At first, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to lower my R to 300. Now I'm thinking more like 200, starting out in this PA. This is something I didn't do before. And I heard a trader say, whatever I was doing to hit that first mark, I'm probably going to have to do something a little different to hit that second mark. And so, of course, more of a mini goal is to get that first payout. And I realized, what I didn't do in my last PA was size down, really close winning trades, don't let them reverse. That's something I did not practice, and that is something different that I have to do. I did it kind of perfectly in this eval, so I have to kind of keep that same mindset in that PA. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know where you're at, in your trading journey. That was a big reason why I started this channel, was to kind of meet and make new trading buddies. I have tried to have trading buddies, but, either they just kind of drop off. I don't know what happens to them, or you can tell, they don't trade. They don't trade anymore. They don't want to trade anymore, or they're just, life is getting in the way. And so because they don't do that, we stop talking. So, I wanted to build a small little community where I can talk to some people. And if you need that, hey, I'm here too. I'll probably be uploading some back trading videos between now and Sunday. Also making a shorter video once I get that email from Apex saying I've passed my eval. And that's what you can kind of look forward to seeing from me for the rest of this week. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.